abbiamo sul palco Fabrice Monti, CEO di Microfactory. C'è Fabrice Monti? Ok, andiamo avanti. C'è, eccolo, eccolo. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno a tutti.
Ecco.
Sorry, I will speak in English. Do you have the...
Le lascio il palco. Ragazzi, avete... Eccolo qua. A lei.
Thank you very much.
Scusate, c'è un servizio di traduzione simultanea, quindi se volete le cuffiette sono qui fuori sulla sinistra. Piccola informazione, prego.
Okay, thank you. I just listening your speak, and I kept some keywords. Today, this is the innovation day. We are in the 2% of the era in the world on the best of makeup product and R&D, and also say is for the makeup and sustainability. My name is Fabrice Monti. I am the CEO of Microfactory. I am a supplier of the makeup product. And probably you ask why I put the makeup on the half of my face. Because this is exactly what you do when you want to test the efficacy of the makeup. You use the volunteer. And probably you send a lot of product to the volunteer, and the people say, okay, I put the makeup directly on my face, and I live my life, and I wait 12 hours or 24 hours, and after, on the packaging, you can say, okay, this is the ultra wear, this is the 24-hour wear, okay, this is the long-lasting. But do you think this is the innovation, to use the volunteer? 25 years ago, we stopped to use the animals, but we also use the volunteer. And that's why Microfactory developed a new type of innovation. We developed new type of skin. It's not a biological skin. This is the polymeric skin, and the innovation is our skin. With our skin, it's possible to mimic the sweating and sebum production. In only 1 hour, we are able to mimic 12 hours of the life of the human, of the volunteer. And I think it's possible to stop the test directly on the face. For most of cases, if you are looking a new ingredient, a raw material, if you are looking for a new formulation to optimize the formulation and reduce the cost and increase the margin, you have to use our technology. Today, we have 3 technologies. One is Smart Pore. It's dedicated for the antiperspirant. I think this is not the case today. The second technology is U-Skin. I will speak about this technology. And the last is the innovation of the day for Microfactory is T-Skin. This is for the barrier effect of the U-Skin. We already test more than 600 products for a very famous brand, but unfortunately, I have no deal in Italy. I don't know why. I work with a lot of brands, but not in Italy. But probably today I will speak with you, and probably this is the first deal with Italian company. We are able to test from the raw materials for the formulation, and also direct look like the volunteer. We are claim 24 hours, the mattifying effect, and a lot of claim. And we work on many type of makeup: the foundation, the primer, the concealer, the fixer, and we try many formulation. This is the video. I will start. If you look the right, your hand. If you see at the very near your eye, it's very impossible to see this video. Okay, look, you see just on the surface on the finger, and you see the very small droplets are coming. This is the real life, and on the opposite side, this is the U-Skin work. U-Skin look like that. It's 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters. Okay, and on this surface, we are able to mimic the sweating and sebum production, exactly like the human. The difference is the time. This is for 12 hours, and this is just for 1 hour. You can imagine if you apply the product exactly what I done on this surface, it's possible to see the impact of the sebum and sweat production. If it's possible to control the brightness, the mattifying, the lasting in just 1 hour. This is for the R&D process, and this is the first time we did it. If you use the skin in general, this is the biological skin, it's very useful for the skincare for see the active, the evolution of the active on the cell, but it's impossible to mimic the sweating process and sebum production. And on the surface of your skin, we are a large number of holes, and the hole is 6 micron, exactly like the skin. The density is exactly like the skin, and we controlled everything. The surface is the same. The sebum and the sebum and sweat are synthetic. That means the quality is always the same. It's not the case with the volunteer. The flow is very well controlled. That means we can adjust. If you try to make a product from the Asia, for example, it's possible to have more sebum. Okay? If you work for the Brazil, you can control the temperature, the humidity, and also the quantity of the sweat that you stay in Crema or in Italia, and you control everything. Okay, with the U-Skin, we develop a machine, and we are able to see the color variation. I don't want to go in detail, but this is very standard, and we also are able to see the brightness effect. You will see on the next video. The first application is for sustainability. That means you need to select the raw material. If you are a chemist, or if you want to see the difference of this rice powder or maize starch powder, if you see on the microscope, this is the shape of the powder. This is the raw materials. And you don't see, with this kind of information, it's impossible to see the impact on the sweat and sebum controlled. And this is exactly what we've done with U-Skin. Okay, on this video, this is the surface of U-Skin, and the sebum is coming from the bottom to the top, and you see the brightness is increasing. Okay? And on the surface, we apply the maize starch powder, and we do exactly the same thing. The sebum is coming, the light is increased, and the powder absorbs the sebum. That means the light is decreasing. We did exactly the same thing with the rice powder, and you see the sebum is coming, and the rice absorbing. The sebum is coming, and this is the absorption. This is the capability of the absorption of the raw materials. And it's impossible to put the raw material directly on my face. It's impossible. And it's also impossible to follow the brightness during all the day. Because for the volunteer, you take the photo at the T0, and you wait 12 hours and 24 hours. It's impossible to have this kind of information. And of course, we are a scientist. That means it's possible to make image analysis and to calculate the absorption of each powder and compare with no powder. It's also possible to calculate the full effect of the variation from the negative control. Okay? And right now, you select the raw material from U-Skin, you select the best one, and you want to develop the new foundation. And it's possible to start with 3 liquid foundations. This is exactly what we've done. We select 3 formulations in the market, very famous brand, I can say that. And we follow the brightness and the color variation. We use the clinical scoring and also the image analysis. On the 3 foundation, we found that the A is better than B, better than C. And it takes 25 kilo euros. I pay 25 kilo euros. And I wait 2 months, more than 2 months. And I obtain exactly the same result with U-Skin in 3 days. 3 days, 1 day per product, and we do it for the statistics, and we obtain exactly the same information, except we see the impact of the sweat is in the black on the screen, and the blue is the impact of the sebum. That means we are able to discriminate the impact of the sweat and the sebum. That means if the foundation is dedicated for the Asian market, you can say, okay, I will increase the sebum production, I will increase the sebum efficacy versus the sweat efficacy. It's also possible to put the powder. I don't want to go in detail, but of course in the powder, the most important thing is the brightness and mattifying effect. And we do exactly the same thing with the sebum excretion. What is the future? Because we work on the innovation. The future of U-Skin is probably for the other galenic, but also for the sun product and the SPF. Because when you apply the cream, when you are on the beach, probably you produce a lot of sweat. And in this condition, it's impossible, with the volunteer, it's impossible to mimic this condition. You apply the sun product directly on the back, and you put the UV lamp, and you see if it's red or not. But in this condition, the volunteer doesn't produce any sweat. And we propose a new type of concept. This is the SPF. This is the regulatory regulatory value. But if we propose to produce the sweat at the same time, and that means we will follow the efficacy of the SPF versus the sweating process. And this is mimic more and more the application. And today, this year, for the next week, I will be on the Cosmetic 360 show, and I will present the T-Skin. T-Skin is for the barrier effect. This is for immediate protective effect, and we made this case study. We took two very standard devices, Tewamet and Vapometer, from two companies, Delphine and Courage Kazaka. And we apply the Vaseline, is a very occlusive product, and a balm, a very standard balm, and we see the impact of the barrier effect on the three products. And we did exactly the same thing with the T-Skin. The results are exactly the same. The difference is the standard deviation. You see the standard deviation on volunteer, and you see the standard deviation on U-Skin, because U-Skin, everything is constant. Everything is controlled. The quantity of the water is controlled. The quantity of the product is controlled. The surface is always the same. It's not the case in the volunteer. And that's why we are able to predict the behavior of the product. Okay. We also developed a new type of machine. The machine will be present on the Cosmetic 360 in the next week. And if you have any question, I have a booth just in the front of the door, and I'm very, very happy to be here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Fabrice. Grazie.